Breaks or rips? What are you doing, if either? This topic is around, I heard, first of all, it's a modern hobby topic. Authentic Sports Car Dad here, January 6th, 2025. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to talk about opening sealed wax. Whether you do it personally, you and your friend, um, consuming sealed wax, not from a commercial breaker, referred to as breaks. 1 million sports card talked about this. Several others talked about this. I'm getting into a break. Silver Sports does a break where one guy buys one team and the guy keeps the rest of them. It's a break between the two of them. There are a lot of these very, very simple single consumption of wax, where they are referred to as breaks. Now, a couple of things I want to mention is that there is no definition of a break, a personal rip, personal ripping cards, consuming, opening silver wax, however you want to call it. But how it happens and how it's defined and used terminology in the hobby does make a big difference. We look at commercial breakers as a company, and I think of it this way: a company that's on a platform that's also a backed platform. Now, you can be off a black platform too and be a breaker. So I'm not going to, but there's a difference, right? When I sell on Facebook, there's no one backing me on Facebook. When I sell Fanatics Live is backing me, vouching for me almost. Um, but when I'm breaking cards, I'm selling that to consumers, customers, right? They're paying a price, they're getting a service. Not the same as when I'm here opening a box for myself. Maybe I'm sharing some cards with some people in the audience. Maybe I'm sharing with some friends. That's another way to consume a product, but often seen as breaking. Both are two totally different things. And people get different enjoyment levels out of it for different reasons. To me, once you understand that consuming sealed wax, you are opening it for a chance, a chase, a rush, a thrill, a what if. Maybe it could be. If not, at least I get something. There's justifications. Here's a great one that someone told me. You emotionally buy something. I emotionally want to get into a rip because I just freaking love the Yankees, or I like baseball cards, or I want a PC Jason Dominguez, whatever it might be. You get into it for emotional reasons. You justify it logically. Well, I could make some money. Oh, I can sell this back and cover this cost. Oh, I actually made money on the last break. A friend of mine made money in a break where you justify it logically with stuff, right? It's what makes this hobby so unique. And a lot of times we use logical justifiers that aren't actually very concrete. Like we see a card sold, that card sold for $1,000, so I have a card that's $1,000 in value. No, you don't. Someone else might have conducted a sale. They had to pay fees, so they might have netted some money, and you have a card that might sell similarly to that, right? But again, coming back to the point here, I think we need to be a little more. I think one thing I think is sad is that so many of the large voices are very, they're ignorant when they are consuming wax or breaking it. Like you have Jeff Wilson there opening boxes and trying to gem mint 1980s boxes. Come, stop doing that, Jeff. Like, Jeff, here's an honest thing to do, dude. I mean, why don't you do a series on buying into breaks? I don't know why no one has done this. I know, say, well, I don't know, Ziggy, if it's breaks or gambling. I'm not talking about buying into breaks for gambling. There are a lot of people I know who buy the Cubs because they're Cubs collectors. I'd love to see a channel who's just going to buy the Cubs, and every product for like a certain period of time and show us what you get from that. In fact, I'll tell you this, guys. If you're interested, reach out to me. I'd love to do a program. I'll set you up with a break where you get a discounted price to a not going to be a fucking hot team that's selling for thousands of dollars, but it's a PC team. We'll set it up, and you can buy that team. We'll track it and see what your return is as a collector buying into, say, if I'm going to go with, I don't know, the Marlins. If you're a Marlin collector, Marlins are a cheap team. If you were to buy the Marlins in every break for every product over a year, how would you do? What would you get as a collector? What thrill would you get out of that? What's the interest in that? I'd love to see someone do that. I'm happy to help set that up. If I can't do it myself, I'm sure other breakers are out there that would. Anyway, I think we need to again look at when I look at consuming wax, is that it's more expensive to buy a pit box for yourself and open it and take all that risk than it is to diversify that risk with others. Simple as that. And that's what sports card breaking to me is. Okay. Whether I do that with some friends, whether I do it with in a break. Like I love to buy a break. It's funny. People think about the buyers in the breaks too. I'm the guy who'll just buy the team. It's priced perfectly. I'll buy the team and I'll just go away. I don't need to watch the break. When the break happens, I'll get a notification. I'll go watch the replay or wait for the mail to come. But I'm just, I'm cool like that. Anyway, my point to this video is talking about the different ways people consume wax. And I'm gonna say this too. I realize a lot of my audience is not in the modern. They do not consume the wax, and that's fine. Because I also realize my audience really is those who are coming into the hobby. I want those coming into the hobby to talk to authentic sports car dad, get some authentic insight. Because I'll tell you this, coming into the hobby, what you're going to find is the most important thing. The most important thing that will keep you sustained in this hobby is your accessibility to liquidity of the cards that you come across. Whether you're at a sports card show, whether you're opening a box of product, whether you're buying singles at the local card store, your ability to access liquidity, to sell that card for cash, is going to be the most important thing for you to understand and figure out how to do. And there's many ways to do it. I'm not going to say, oh, you got to do it this way. You can't do it that way. You're going to pay this much fees. There's many ways. You got to find a way you can do it. And multiple ways we recommend too. Once you figure that out, when you have liquidity, you can swim almost infinitely in the hobby. And that, again, let me just say this real quickly, guys, as authentic sports car dad will tell you, because I'm a dad with real kids, little kids, and I don't invest new money in this hobby every month. I churn. This hobby sustains itself for me right now, and it has for a while. And it's become easier and easier in the last few years. I'll tell you, years before it was more challenging. Now it's easier to do it. I would say I've even been lazier in the past few years, and I'm attuned that skill set as we move into the future. I've used consigners when I probably should selling myself direct. I was lazy on some ComC stuff. I'm going to tune that up. My purchasing, I was a little reckless. I'm going to be a little more focused on that. Anyway, Authentic Sports Car Dad telling you guys, it is a great freaking time to be in the hobby. The key to this is knowledge. I'd love for real people to be talking about what they're doing. I feel like there's two voices out there, and this is just my perspective. There's the older collector who's doing the I told you so dance, get off my lawn, na boo boo. And then there's the recent collector who thinks they're seasoned because they've been here since COVID and they've seen it all. And they're going to tell you, don't fall for this, watch out for that, be careful of this. Oh, doom and gloom. Look at my black, scary thumbnail. Um, and then I honestly think there's a huge audience. I've always said this. There are more people coming into this hobby every freaking day than leave. And they do not come here to learn about the hobby. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day. We'll get more of this shit out later.